Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Unique Classes. Myself Mr. M.N. Kuloli. I am a biology lecturer. So today I am going to discuss about some of the very interesting concept as well as a very important for the point of KCET as well as NEET. So today I am going to discuss about the human reproduction. You know that the reproduction means the production of young ones or giving birth to the young ones. Okay, so here especially in case of human beings I'm going to only highlight about the human reproduction. Human is a higher organisms, higher category, we have kept in the higher hierarchical level. That's why we have kept in the that is primates. So especially in case of higher organisms, the mode of reproduction is the sexual type of reproduction. Sexual mode of reproduction means what? Sex means that is separation. Especially in case of higher organisms, the sexual, that means the male and female organisms, and they undergo copulation and they produce the young ones. So pre-fertilization events that involves the structure of male and female reproductive organs and the formation of gametes, where exactly the gametes are going to be formed, and how the formation of gametes takes place, and the fusion of gametes, the transfer of gametes. So transfer of gametes, how it is going to be takes place, and the fertilization events. Second event is the fertilization is the main event that involves the syngamy. Syngamy means the fusion of male and female gamete. Fusion of male and female gamete that involves the syngamy. That is called as syngamy. That is called as fertilization. And the third event is called as post-fertilization events. Post-fertilization events means that involves the events after or occurs after the fertilization. That involves what happens after the fertilization. That means formation of gametes and the fusion of gametes and formation of zygote. What happens to the zygote? Zygote undergo serial division or serial cleavage, and that forms into an embryo, and the zygote and the embryo as well as the fetus, as well as the last one is the parturition, that is giving birth to the young ones. So from developmental stage up to the giving birth, that involves the post-fertilization events. So there's totally 3 events that includes in the human reproduction. So today classes I'm going to only discuss about in brief about the male reproductive system. Okay, only in brief, because for the theoretical already you have learnt the male reproductive system, but for CET point of view you should be very thorough while studying the theoretical part. And for the point of CET examination only I am going to explain the brief synopsis regarding these all the things. Okay, later afterwards I will solve some of the questions related to the male reproductive system. So automatically will be very clear. Male reproductive system involves a pair of gonads. Here in case of male, the pair of testes are called as gonads. In gonads, the gametes are going to be formed. The process of gametes formation is called as gametogenesis. The point is very important. The gametogenesis, the process of formation of gametes. So here, the process of the formation of sperms is going to be takes place. That is called as spermatogenesis process. So spermatogenesis is going to be takes place, or the gamete formation is going to be takes place in the testes. Testes are called as gonads. In gonads, the gametes are formed. So here, pair of testes are present, and they are present outside the body. They are hanging outside by the special sac that is called as a scrotal sac. Actually, in most of the organisms, they are present within the organism, especially in case of Pisces or reptiles, birds. But here, in case of human beings or some of the mammals, they are present outside the bag-like structure or sac-like structure that is called as scrotal sac. Why? Because they are present outside the sac? Because within the human body, the temperature is very much high. So that is unfavorable condition for the formation of gametes. That's why, that means the spermatogenesis process ceases at extreme high temperature or human body temperature. That's why it needs somewhat low temperature compared to the human body. That is why they are present to making the lower temperature, and for proceeding the spermatogenesis process they are present outside the body and they are hanging that is in a special sac that is called as scrotal sac. Okay, so here, for example, according to the researchers, they have told that around 45 to 50 degrees Celsius, if you kept this the sperms or spermatogenesis process up to 30 to 40 degrees Celsius, 30 to 40 minutes, all the spermatogenesis or this process become destroy. All these gametes become destroys. That's why they are present outside the body in a hanging. So is the main the structure, the muscular organ, that is a rod-like structure, that is called as penis. It has a dual function. One is for passing the urine, that means urination, and second one is it is used for copulation. What is copulation? That is transferring of the male gametes into the female genital tract. That's why it is used for, it is a muscular organ, it is a rod-like structure, it is used to transfer the sperms from male to female genital tract, that is vagina. Okay, that's why it is very much important copulatory organ. And these are the main organs, and some of the accessory organs are there. Accessory organs are what? That is seminal vesicle. You should remember this all the accessory glands. First one is seminal vesicle and bulbourethral gland, and that is the foreskin as well as glans penis. So two, that is glands, seminal vesicle as well as bulbourethral gland, has a great function. After the sperms comes to the testis, well, they pass it from the vasa differentia and they reach here. At the particular junction, there are two glands plays an important role. First one is seminal vesicle. It secretes something fluid that is called as a seminal fluid that nourishes the sperms. Actually, while passing from the this vasa differentia, only sperms have come, but here they mixed with the two fluids, seminal vesicle, which secretes the seminal fluid, so that nourishes the sperms, because the sperms get nourished until they should fertilize. Okay, up to fertilization they should nourish it by the seminal fluid. Seminal fluid contains the proteins, carbohydrates as well as fats and some of the hormones which are very necessary for the activation as well as motility of the sperms. In the same way, another that is gland is a bulbourethral gland. Bulbourethral gland, it is also called as Copper's gland. Here it is Copper's gland. It is called as pre-ejaculatory duct. Here it makes the alkaline environment within the penis, within the particular this duct, because before the transferring of the sperms, this passage is meant for transferring of the or passing the urine. So as urine passes, the pH is slightly acidic. So this unfavors of the survival of the sperms over here. That's why before the ejaculation, before the sperms comes out, this secretes first. That's why it is called as a pre-ejaculatory. That means before ejaculation. That's why this makes the alkaline environment before ejaculation or before sperm comes. After that, the ejaculation takes place. That's why this is called as Copper's gland. Remember this point. This is Copper's gland. It is also called as the bulbourethral gland. It is present at the junction of urethral and it is bulb-like structure. That's why it has been named as bulbourethral gland. Okay. The same type of gland is present is also in the vagina. There is also bulbourethral gland, but likewise Copper's gland, there also they have been named a separate, that is called as Bartholin gland. Remember this point. In case of vagina, it is Bartholin gland is present. Okay, so here at the junction of this particular region, that is another gland is there, that is called as prostate gland. That is called as prostate gland. So here the prostate gland, the function is somewhat similar to the seminal vesicle. It also secretes some of the nutrients which activates the sperm motility. If you study about the structure of testis very clearly, if you study about the structure of testis, if you take that is a transfer section, TS, that we called as TS of the testis, this is a clear picture of that. It contains the testicular lobules. Lobules contains different compartments. Different compartments means this seminal vesicles lobules, testicular lobules. So these are lobules, a spherical like structure. So if you take the TS, that means transverse section of this contains the gametes, formation of gametes at different stages. So if you start from the periphery to the center, that is a particular pathway for the formation of sperms. Formation of sperms starts from the, that is, spermatogonia. Actually spermatogonia are present at the periphery of this tubule, this tubule. So they are diploid in number. So first, by the process of mitosis, they increase in the number, they divide voraciously, and later they undergo the process called as meiosis. The cell divides and formation of sperms, that is called as by the process of meiosis. So here you should remember the steps for the formation of sperms. Actually spermatogonia start from the, that is meiosis starts from the primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte undergo first meiosis and they form into a secondary spermatocyte. Secondary spermatocyte again that undergo meiosis 2 and that form into a secondary spermatocyte. So secondary spermatocyte to spermatids. Here the process of formation of spermatids from the primary spermatocyte, that is called as spermatogenesis. Here that is spermatogenesis. There are two processes are there. Spermatogenesis, and spermiogenesis. These two processes plays an important role. So friends, you should remember these 2 points very carefully, because spermatogenesis, that is formation of spermatids from the primary spermatocyte, at this process the actual meiosis takes place. Actually this process, the actual meiosis is going to be takes place. Okay, so I am repeating this word. Spermatogenesis is the formation of spermatid from the primary spermatocyte, but spermiogenesis is somewhat different. It is only the morphological, cytological and biological or biochemical changes of the spermatids. This is the next process of spermatogenesis. Spermiogenesis is next process of the spermatogenesis. So here formation of actual sperms is going to take place at this particular region. At this particular region, the formation of sperms or spermatozoa, sperm, or it is also called as spermatozoa. Okay, spermatozoa I have mentioned here, I have labeled here. This is center spermatozoa from the spermatids. Because what happens here, the structural or morphological or biochemical changes is going to take place. That means oval shaped structure of the sperm and the formation of tail and formation of acrosomal layer on the head of the sperm. These all changes are going to be happen in this particular step, that is called as spermiogenesis. So friends, you should remember what is actually spermatogenesis and what is actually spermiogenesis. And formation of sperms from the periphery to the center, is going to take place. Here the transfer of the sperms from the testis to the penis and to the vagina at the time of copulation is having a particular pathway. The sperms are going to transfer from testicular lobules. That means from here, after the formation, they are going to be transferred from testicular lobules to the reed testis. From reed testis to the vasa differentium or efferent ductules. It is also called as efferent ductules. So from here, they are going to transfer the parts to the epididymis. Epididymis is a place where the temporary collection of the sperm is going to be taking place, and from epididymis a common passage, common duct, that is called as vasa differentium. Here it is present on both sides. After the formation of sperms, they are all transferred or they are all passed from the common passage or duct, that is called as vasa differentium. From there they reach the here, there is a particular junction, that is urethra, and
from the penis they are going to be transferred. Okay, so this is the particular pathway. So this pathway is very much important. 100% they will ask for the NEET or KC. So I am repeating this word from the testicular lobules and from lobules to reed testis to vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia, or it is also called as ductules, efferent ductules. And from here they are transferring to the epididymis and later on the vasa differentia and penis. So this is a particular pathway where the sperms are going to be transferred. Okay, so this is regarding the male reproductive system. Friends, here it's a very small concept, but this is very necessary for the point of KCD as well as NEET. The hormonal influence for the formation of gametes, that means gametogenesis as well as for testis, that is very important. You know that already we have learned in the PUC first year, during the course of first year, that is hormonal, endocrine as well as hormones. So hormones, they are special chemicals, they influence, they stimulate the other organs. Here, actually, the pituitary was called as the master gland. It was thought that the pituitary was called as master gland because it contains all the organs, all the endocrine glands by the releasing of hormones. But nowadays it has been clearly concluded that the pituitary itself is controlled by the another hormone that is called as hypothalamus. So in case of sexual reproduction, in case of male, the hypothalamus releasing the GnRH, that means releasing hormone, gonadotrophic releasing hormone, GnRH. So this influences the pituitary to secrete the specific hormones, that is called as gonadotrophins. Trophin means stimulating hormone. Okay, so this hormone stimulates the gonads. I told you the testis is a gonad in case of male. So it stimulates the gonads by releasing two types of hormones. One is FSH, second one is LH. FSH means follicle stimulating hormone, and that in case of LH, that is known as luteinizing hormone. So what is the function of FSH in case of testis? FSH stimulates the Sertoli cells. I told you Sertoli cells are present inside lobules, testicular lobules. Okay, so they are Sertoli cells. So they are main triggers the spermatogenesis process. They nourishes the spermatogenesis process. In case of LH, they stimulate the Leydig cells. They are present here. Leydig cells. I told you while explaining this, Leydig cells secretes androgens. Androgen is the male sex hormone, which help in the giving the male secondary sexual hormone as well as formation of sperms. So that is done by the Leydig cells by secreting the androgens. So that is going to be stimulated by the LH, that is luteinizing hormone. These two hormones are stimulated by the or secreted by the pituitary hormone by secreting the gonadotrophin. These two hormones are called as gonadotrophins. They stimulate the gonads to secrete the respected function. Okay.
Friends, I hope you understand the concept regarding the male reproductive system. So I would like to discuss some of the questions related to the male reproductive system. That means what type of questions they are going to ask in the NEET as well as KCET. So this is the first question. Identify the complete and correct sequence in the passage of a spermatozoa. So that means I already explained it while explaining the testis and spermatozoa. So how the sperms, after the formation of sperms, that means spermatozoa, okay, how they are going to transfer from testis to the vagina at the time of copulation. What is the passage? I already explained. Okay, first in seminiferous tubules, the sperms are formed at the center, and from that they reach the reed testis, and reed testis to vasa efferentia to, that is epididymis to vasa deferens, and vasa deferens to the,
and through that is is that is urethra, and later they reach the vagina and the kind of population. So this is the particular pathway. I already explained. Okay, so we have to search here over here. So in this type of questions, you should be very careful and you should be very fast because the lengthy process is there. A lot of words are there. So as much as possible, try to read very much fast to make a cover or time cover. Okay, so here first option seminiferous tubules first is right, and from that reed test is right, and vasa differentia. Later is vas difference, and that is epididymis and ejaculative duct, and urethra and vagina of a female. They have given vasa difference and vasa difference. They have given two types. Okay, so but here it is wrong. Come to the second option, seminiferous tubules and reed testis, correct, and vasa efferentia. Okay, here they have given differentia, but actually vasa efferentia. Okay, correct, and that is epididymis. Okay, epididymis, from epididymis to vasa difference, vas difference to ejaculative duct and urethra, and later on vagina of the female. Correct. Okay, but still we have to observe other two options also. Okay, let us see here. Seminiferous tubules, correct. Reed testis, correct. And vasa efferentia and epididymis, and here they have given urethra. Here that is vasa difference is absent. That means this is wrong. Okay, and last one also. Seminiferous tubules and reed testis and vasa efferentia. Okay, and ejaculative duct. They have this particular duct. What is that? That is after vasa differentia, that is epididymis as well as vasa difference is absent here. That means these two and the first one is absent. That is wrong. And the second one is right. That means a particular pathway is seminiferous tubules, reed testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas difference, ejaculative duct, urethra as well as vagina. So this is a particular pathway of transferring of the sperms.
Next question. What is the correct sequence of sperm formation? I told you, the sperm formation of sperms undergo two processes. First one is spermatogenesis and second one is spermiogenesis. Spermatogenesis start from the spermatogonia and spermatocytes and spermatids and spermatozoa. So you should remember these all the things. Okay, so from spermatogonia to spermatid, that is spermatogenesis, and from spermatid to spermatozoa is called as spermiogenesis. I already explained. Okay, so we should search the options. First option is spermatogonia and spermatocytes and spermatozoa and spermatid. Actually, after spermatocytes, the spermatid is going to be formed, but they have given spermatozoa, and later they have given spermatid. So this option is wrong. Next option, spermatogonia and spermatozoa. In second step only they have given direct the sperm. So this is also wrong. Third option is spermatogonia and spermatocyte and spermatid as well as spermatozoa. Right. Spermatogonia to spermatocyte is going to form, and spermatid is going to be formed, and later the spermatozoa, that means sperm, is going to be formed. So this option is right, but also we should observe the fourth option also, spermatid. Okay, so the first option only is wrong because the first step is spermatogonia, but they have given spermatid is the first option. But so this is also wrong. So the correct answer is the option C, that is spermatogonia, spermatocyte and spermatid as well as spermatozoa. Next question. So this is quite interesting and it is somewhat research oriented. So friends, you should also think, while if you want to attend the NEET examination, you should also think in a research way. Then only you can able to answer all the questions, because some of the questions are research oriented. So if you should think in a research way. So they have given, if for some reason the vasa efferentia, remember this point, vasa efferentia. So this word is very important. Vasa efferentia in the human reproductive system get blocked. So the gametes will not be transferred from. Okay, so in this question, you should remember the pathway of the sperm formation as well as transferring of the sperm. Okay, I have already solved the first question. So I have already told you the pathway, how the sperms are going to form. So they have given vasa efferentia. So we should remember where the vasa efferentia is present. Okay, I will tell you from this testis to the reed testis and vasa efferentia and that is epididymis and then the vasa differentia. So this vasa efferentia come in between the testis or reed testis and epididymis. So we should search in this way. So if the vasa efferentia is getting blocked, okay, so the gametes will not be transferred from. That means we should know what is the organ or what is the structure which comes before the vasa efferentia and what is the next organ or the structure which comes later. So we should remember this. So actually first option, epididymis to vas difference. After epididymis, the vas difference will come. So actually the vasa efferentia comes before epididymis. So this option is wrong. Second one is ori to uterus. Actually this is related to the female reproductive system, ori. So that is entirely not related to this. And third option is vagina to uterus. Vagina is it is related to the human that is female reproductive system. So both are it is entirely wrong. And even first is also wrong. So next one is last option from testis to epididymis. So actually after testis, okay, the vasa efferentia and later the epididymis comes. So if the vasa efferentia is getting blocked, the sperms are blocked in the vasa efferentia because they come from the testis and reach testis and they reach the efferentia, but it is blocked. So they will not reach to the epididymis because the next to the vasa efferentia is epididymis. So they will not reach to the epididymis. So while reading the question, you should underline the some of
important words. Then only automatically will understand. You should not waste time again reading the question.
so you should remember this point. So option is the D, testis to epididymis. Okay. Next question. Sperm acrosome is derived from. Okay. So here you should understand. You should know the structure of sperm because sperm contains head, neck, middle piece and tail. Okay, at during the studying of the head, it is oval shape or spindle shape, and at the anterior region there is special structure that is called as acrosome. Okay, acrosome, it is mainly meant for the specific fertilization. The specific egg, specific sperm only fertilized with a specific egg of the same species. So for recognition of specific chemicals which is released by the same egg is only undergo that will be detected by this acrosome. So during the formation, that is spermiogenesis, that is from spermatid to spermatozoa. So during that changes, morphological, cytological and biochemical changes, that is called as spermiogenesis. During spermiogenesis, this acrosome as well as the tail is going to be formed. So which organ or which cell organelle is? You know the cell as well as cell structure and its organelle is. So one of the cell organelle which undergo morphological and cytological changes and that will be formed into the acrosome. So which organ? So already you have learnt during the first year cell biology, cell structure and function of each and every cell organelle. So one of the cell organelle that is called as Golgi complex or Golgi bodies. So one of its function is for transportation and for packaging, and other function is also in case of sperms is the formation of acrosome. So the Golgi body plays an important role in the acrosome. The next question is, it is related to the number of chromosomes. The number of autosomes in human primary spermatocyte is. So here you should underline autosomes as well as the primary spermatocyte. Okay. So here in what number, in which cell he is going to ask the chromosome number. That is very important. And what is he is asking? What is the total number of chromosomes, or autosomes, or allosomes, or autosomes plus allosomes, or haploid or diploid? You should remember. Okay, so actually he is asking the autosomes only, not allosomes. Allosomes are the sex chromosome. Commonly, in whole the human cells, total 23 pairs. That is, it is n number. Okay, it is n number. So total 46 chromosomes are there. That is called as 2n number. So in case of 46, that is 22 pairs. That means 44 are the autosomes, and that is one pair, that is 2 chromosomes, are the allosomes. Allosomes means, you know that, XX or XY. That means these 2 chromosomes indicate the sex of these 2 determine the sex of the organism, and these autosomes are deciding the somatic characters, body characteristic. Okay, so these are 44. It is diploid in number. In case of haploid, it is 22. Okay, but he is asking autosomes of the primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte is, you know that, it is diploid in number. Before meiosis, this is diploid in number. Okay, so diploid number of the autosomes means that it's 44. Okay, he is not asking whole chromosome. He is only asking primary spermatocyte, that is autosomes. Okay, so total is 44. Most of the students getting confused, and they will answer the 46, but it is wrong. Okay, it is 44. And some of the students also confused, and they will answer this one. Okay, after meiosis, the number is going to be reduced, but he is asking before meiosis. So before meiosis, the chromosomal number is diploid itself. That's why the primary spermatocyte autosome is 44. That means diploid number. Okay, so option is B. And the 6th question, the middle piece of sperm contains. Okay, here also same. You should know the structure of sperms: head, middle piece, and the head, neck, and middle piece, and the tail. So middle piece, he is asking the middle piece. So you should underline this while reading for the first time. You should not waste the time again and again reading. Okay, once you're reading, you should understand, underline the main point. So middle piece contains a lot of mitochondria. Okay, already you know that it contains a lot of mitochondria. The mitochondria, it gives energy for the tactic movement of the sperm, because the movement has to sperm very much fast to reach the fallopian tube for fertilization. That's why middle piece contains a lot of mitochondria. That means that is mitochondria. Option is D. Okay. Okay, guys. With this, I conclude my session. I hope you like it, and I hope you understand this all the concepts. So, for more information, please do subscribe my videos. For next video, I will come up with in next videos.